Hello there, I'm Jeremy. Today I'd like to talk about greetings. That's right, saying hello, hi, good morning, how are you? And also the many other expressions we use when we meet someone. Different cultures have very different greeting etiquettes, and I want to look at the Australian culture. Aki will look at the Japanese culture. Let's begin by looking at the most common greetings in Australia. The most common greetings are, as you know, hello and hi. And these are used even in quite formal situations, with first names often added to the greeting. Another famous greeting is G'day. This one is now less common in the cities, but it can still be heard in the rural areas. You will also hear good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, but usually only in formal settings. In these cases, the correct reply is to repeat the greeting. Another common greeting you hear is, how are you? How are you going? And how's things? But these greetings don't require a truthful answer. When talking to strangers or acquaintances, Australians do not like to seem inquisitive about personal matters. For example, when they say, how are you? They are not really asking for details. They expect you to answer fine or good, thanks, even if you don't feel that way. Let me clarify something. It is not wrong to tell a person that you are feeling ill or unhappy. But such an answer means they will have to ask more questions, and that is not the purpose of the greeting. Of course, among close friends, it is more common to give a detailed and truthful answer. In the workplace, Australians, too, keep a level of informality. Most work colleagues, for instance, greet each other with a quick hello, good morning, or how are you? And that is considered appropriate for most settings. Now, in more formal situations, though, oral greetings may be accompanied by a handshake. For example, men usually shake hands when first meeting another man, or even with a woman if it's a professional or a business setting. In these cases, a brief, firm handshake is preferred to a gentle, or as Australians would say, limp handshake. Women, however, don't shake hands with other women. If it's a formal or a business situation, they will simply say good morning or good afternoon, and usually add the person's first name if they have met before. In contrast, in an informal situation and amongst friends, women might hug briefly or kiss each other on the cheek. As well, in Australia, it's uncommon to use someone's title, you know, Mr., Mrs., Miss or Ms, when you're greeting, although you might greet an elderly person that way, or a doctor, say, might use it when greeting a patient. In fact, young Australian men not only don't use titles when greeting friends informally, but often they don't even use first names. Instead, they tend to use only the term mate, accompanied by a friendly slap on the back.
Let's look now at Japan. Greeting customs here are quite different to those in Australia. In Japan, it is rare to use a personal name when greeting. At the same time, calling someone by their title and family name sounds clumsy unless the person is addressed from a distance. Also, a comment about the weather generally follows a greeting such as hello or good morning. For example, after saying good morning, a Japanese person might follow this with, it's getting very hot, isn't it? Another common expression used in greeting is odekake desu ka, meaning, are you going out? But the speaker here isn't actually interested in where the addressee is going. So, the addressee simply replies, "Yes, just over there." Greetings such as "Ikaka desu ka?", which is similar in meaning to the English "How are you?" and "O genki desu ka?", "Are you well?", were seldom used until recently. Also, in informal settings, comments on a person's physical appearance may function as a greeting. For example, "You have gained some weight, haven't you?" is a common Japanese greeting. Imagine saying that in Australia! Now, greetings are very important in Japan. No matter how many times people may run into each other in the course of a day, for example, in the workplace, some form of acknowledgement is necessary. It may just be a bow and a smile, or a short form of a greeting like the word "domo," but it is necessary. Regardless of how informal the situation is, affection is seldom expressed by physical contact when greeting in Japan. Even handshaking is rarely used. Except, that is, among people who have spent a good deal of time in the West. In general, a person is expected to bow, and to bow more deeply if they are greeting someone of higher status. This, of course, is quite different in Australia.